up, guys? Welcome to Truth and Transparency. What is today? Hump Wednesday. Happy birthday to Karen Reed.
We are not afraid of whatever evidence is unearthed from whatever source, because for 15 months, every stitch of evidence has been consistent with my client's innocence. However,
Go ahead and hit that thumbs up.
in the meantime, my client suffers. In the meantime, her life is on hold, while she spends every waking moment defending herself, emotionally, intellectually, and financially. We cannot abide by excuses any longer. We need this court's help. We need you, Your Honor, respectfully.
Juror, quote, believes that every member of the jury, if asked, will confirm that the jury reached not guilty verdicts.
All right, again, a special shout out. It is Karen Reed's birthday, so happy birthday to Karen Reed, wherever she's at, and her team. Hopefully they're celebrating. All right, we're going to just get right to it, guys. The digital evidence doesn't lie. People lie. There's a lot of lying in trial one, but the digital evidence doesn't lie. And as everybody knows, Jennifer McCabe was wearing an iWatch, as well as she had her iPhone. What I did is I isolated the watch data, and I isolated the iPhone data with the Apple Health, because I went back and I was determined to be able to help in some capacity prove that the damage that Matt McCabe tried to do on the stand to Karen Reed, in terms of saying that he was woken up in bed to and he says the words that she's flat out psycho. I mean, those are pretty damaging words to hear. If you're a juror, like, oh my God, I think she's crazy. Like, what the heck? We're in bed and she's just, well, not so fast there, Fat Matt. I got something to say about that. And it starts with taking the data from her phone, Jen McCabe's phone, and her watch. So the first bomb I want to tell you guys about is that Jen McCabe did not Google how long to die in the cold. Matt McCabe Googled how long to die in the cold. Lana, what are you talking about? Well, it's in Motion 66, and it's in the affidavit provided by Green. And I'm going to use Hector here to flat out show you guys that when registering flights of stairs, you have your watch, which actually, for me, describing it to you guys is like, in order for that watch to move, the person that's wearing that watch is moving. But whereas like your phone, my phone could sit on my desk right here and I could get up, go grab something to drink, come back, and my phone's not going to register any of those steps. But my watch, it's a complete, I could get up from my desk, go grab a water, come back over here, and those steps are going to be there. So Jen's has her watch on, and when they leave the waterfall bar at 12:10 and 12:11 a.m., they leave the waterfall bar, they get into their vehicle, and they're driving. And this is when Matt also testifies and says that he can hear everything that's going on the 12:14 call and the 12:18 call because it's playing through the Bluetooth. Okay? It's playing through the Bluetooth. And so we're going to start with Jen's, the phone calls that John and Jen are having, and where Jen's, her watch. So John calls, actually he texts, where to, and then she calls him, according to Matt, right? And then so she calls him and they're in the vehicle. That is undisputed 100% at 12:14. they are in the car. But that phone call takes 40 some seconds. The next phone call, though, begins at 12:18 and 46 seconds. And what is interesting is that it's really hard to be in a car and it's supposedly moving and driving around, but yet your watch is showing that you get out of a vehicle and that you start taking 49 steps. 3 seconds after the phone call is received. So if it's only one of two things could happen here. And then you have to look at the phone data. But at 12:18 and 46 seconds, John calls Jen. That phone call is answered. Within 2 seconds of that phone call being answered, Jen McCabe, with her watch, she starts taking steps that do not register on the phone until the phone hangs up and then the phone starts making some movement. Because what happens here is that when they arrive at 12:18 and 50 seconds, Jen gets out of the car and goes into the house. That's why she is walking at 12:18 and 46 seconds and she begins to walk. So Jen couldn't possibly know what's going on in that phone call if it's playing through the Bluetooth of a vehicle in the driveway. I'm going to show you the data. Okay. Jen. Welcome, Hector. Again, hold everybody in chat. You guys should be able to see it. Okay. You see how it says watch 6 and iPhone? Okay. So at 12:10 and 45 seconds to 12:11 and 44 seconds, see how it's registering on the watch? So she's walking out of Waterfall Bar, and during this time frame, she's moving her 23 meters, and that correlates to steps as well. But do you see here at 12:10 and 44 seconds, you see how those are almost instantaneously moving at the same time? It's because the phone and the watch are starting to move together. And then what they do with phones, though, it has a longer and a bigger gap. So this is from 12:10 and 44 seconds to 12:19 and 22 seconds. You see how it says phone? Okay. Now, right here, 12:18 and 50 seconds, which would be literally 2 seconds after receiving John O'Keefe's 12:18 call. Okay. Do you see how 12:18, 50 seconds to 12:19 and 46 seconds? 34 meters. Okay. So as soon as they're getting there to that house, okay, Jennifer McCabe is getting out of that vehicle, okay? So she could not have been with her man, Matt, and they could not be in the vehicle listening to this phone call for 46 seconds together because Jen gets, oh, it's not sharing it. Oopsies, hold on. Sorry. Whoopsies. Hold on. Sorry. It's going to share now. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. Now can you see? Let's see. Did it do it now? Let's see. This thing's acting out. Here we go. There we go. Now you should be able to see. $12:10, 45 seconds, 12:11, 44 seconds. The watch. And you're going to see the iPhone. And they're going to basically move in concert with each other right here. 12:10 and 44 seconds. 12:10 and 45 seconds. But the phone, this is just how it works with Apple. The phone's going to have a larger range, okay? Because it's going to count when you first start walking, then you get into a car. And so it starts your walk process. And then when you get out of the car, that's why this goes until 12:19 in some seconds, because then when you get somewhere and you get out of the car, whatever then steps you then take until you're coming to like a plant place. But what's interesting to know is that at 12:18 and 50 seconds, which is literally just seconds after receiving the 12:18 call from John O'Keefe, all right, this call originated and was picked up in the SUV. How do you know that? Well, because she doesn't start making her movements with her watch until literally a couple seconds after picking up that phone call. Okay. But it is 100%, it's undisputed. It's undisputed that Jennifer McCabe gets out of that vehicle because she starts taking steps. Period. Like, it's undisputed. She starts taking steps at that time. That call was for, 36 seconds, because the 12:14 one was for 44 seconds. So that one's this is the 36-second call. That means when Jen McCabe gets out, there is still going to be 34 seconds that transpires where Jen McCabe is not talking. It is Matt McCabe. And what ends up happening here is, as we see in the trial, we find out that Higgins texts John at 12:20 and says, "Where you at?" Matt McCabe and Higgins, based on the data, Matt McCabe would still be in the car finishing out this conversation, okay? And people could say, well, why couldn't she, meaning Jen, take her phone, take it off Bluetooth, and go inside the house? She could have, which would have meant, though, that Matt's lying on the stand when you're saying that you're able to overhear this conversation because it's on a Bluetooth. So you're either going to be able to impeach Matt with it, or Jen, like I said, runs inside. Hey, you talk to him. I don't know. He says he's lost or whatever. So when she gets out of the vehicle and goes inside and takes her steps, because that's happening, that the watch is moving. She's getting out of the vehicle. And then here's the interesting part, which is the Higgins factor. Higgins texting John at 12:20 to say, "Where you at?" It's like one of those things in passing, like, oh, hey, here. She could have, if she did take the phone, here, Higgins, I don't know, give John directions. He's lost or whatever. Because I always wondered, where did this whole "where you at" come from at 12:20? Like, we're missing a piece. And the piece that we're missing is this right here. This portion of this interaction where you're going to have Higgins is outside the house, Matt McCabe's outside the house, and everybody's coming and going kind of as people are just getting there or potentially leaving. But we have Jennifer McCabe's watch and phone, of which it is undisputed. Jennifer McCabe goes up no flights of stairs while she is at 34 Fairview. Her data with her phone nor with her watch go up any flights of stairs. And this is very, very important. Because if everyone wants to say that everybody was just running up and down in the basement, you guys, so you're going to sit here and tell me that Jen McCabe who's this mastermind of this whole thing, she never goes in the basement, comes up, and she never goes upstairs. Her data, her watch, y'all, her motherfucking watch never goes upstairs while at 34 Fairview. That would mean she never went downstairs to then just come up to make it one flight, or she never went upstairs to the first or to the third floor. This is so, so very, very important. Next. Next, and that's very, very, very important. Do you guys remember Sarah Livingston and Julian Nagel's testimony? They said that when they left, that Matt McCabe had to go back in because he left his jacket or something. Remember that? She's like, I don't know, I think he left his jacket or something. Well, guess what, y'all? Ready for this drum roll? Jacket. No, that's a good one. Could it be that Jen's phone was actually inside? Well, Lana, tell us why you think that. Well, I'm about to. Okay. I have to follow this. At 1:41 and 39 seconds to 1:44 and 28 seconds right here. The watch. Okay, I want you to take a look. So see the iPhone? The iPhone from, let's even back it up here. At 12:19 and 22 seconds, you know how she's saying that when she was inside, I kept walking over to the door and looking and blah, blah, blah. Kind of like her and Matt were like doing like the same thing. Okay, no. Jen just adopted Matt's story. Jen adopted Matt's story. That's what happened. Because let me show you. This phone, from 12:19, that phone stays in the same fucking place from 12:19 until 12, right here, iPhone, 12:41 and 31 seconds. That phone is in the same spot. Do you remember when Jen said, when I got there, I was charging my phone? Yes, or it was in your car. Okay? Charging your phone or in your car. Sure. Awesome. But it is undisputed from 12:19 and 22 seconds to 12:41 and 31 seconds. That phone does not move. Does not move. Next. At 12:41 to 12:43. The phone moves 11 meters, 12:41, 12:43. But before that phone moves, during that time, see these movements? This is all with her watch. This is Jennifer McCabe, and she's moving with the watch, meaning she's just moving. Her phone's somewhere, and it's just in the same spot. But how we know that Jen is moving during that time is because her watch is moving. And her watch is on her, which is like basically she's being monitored with an ankle bracelet, basically. Okay. Now, so I wanted to take a look at Jen's heart rate during the time that people think that this crime happened, which was right when John got there. That's not the truth at all. Nope, not in the slightest. John got into a car with Higgins and period, end of story. It's a matter of if Matt McCabe got into that car as well and Colin Albert got in that car. But without a doubt, John O'Keefe got into a vehicle with Higgins. And I believe that it was Higgins, Matt, and Colin. We'll talk about that part way later because I don't want to lose you guys here. Now, if you guys remember, John goes up a flight of stairs, 3 of them, allegedly, right? Well, what that would mean is that you're going to sit here and tell me that you think John O'Keefe is somehow having to get his ass beat by these people, but somehow his phone is going up and down at the 34 Fairview home. That would mean 6 times. Okay. That means 6 times. That means because when you go down, it doesn't count that. When you come back up, it counts it. So you'd have to go downstairs, back upstairs. That's going to get you your 1. Downstairs, upstairs. That's going to get you your 2. Downstairs, upstairs. That's going to get you your 3. Okay. But if you're in a vehicle, right? They're saying, and I've talked to other experts that, yeah, depending on if you're in an area or you do something sudden and somebody takes a wheel and like jerks it and you go like up and down a ditch really quick, or, you then could have that type of shit happening. So I thought about it and I'm like, okay, if Karen Reed doesn't have this movement, right? Jen McCabe has none of that movement, right? So Karen doesn't have any movement like that on her phone. So no, it's not Karen and John in the vehicle at the same time when that's happening, because Karen would have had the same data, right? Then you look at Jennifer's phone and Jennifer's watch. She doesn't have it. Okay. And so then you have to ask yourself, okay, we have, we have Brian Albert, which everybody wants to think that this happened in the 34 Fairview house, which I'm telling you, no. But we have Matt McCabe and we have Higgins and we have Colin Albert. Okay. Colin Albert gets ahead of something that nobody realized, which was, oh yeah, I left, went home and came home, went up the stairs and kissing my parents goodnight and shit like that. Making it so that if they ever got his shit, if it would have ever been known, if anybody could have ever gotten it, oh, the reason I had 3 flights of stairs is because I went home to my parents' condo that has 3 flights. 3 flights at the same time that John O'Keefe had 3 flights. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's say that Higgins is on the phone, because remember, Higgins is trying to get with Karen, but I'm going to tell my best friend John here about the fact that Karen's, I've been texting with her like, dude, I'm just going to let this out. Like, I'm drunk as fuck. Like, whatever. She's playing me. She's playing both of us type of thing. And Colin Albert over here needs a ride. And I'm trying to pick up bottles of liquor or possibly blow. So, hey, come take a ride with us. When he's getting out of the vehicle, meaning John. And so when Karen drops him off in front of the driveway, like this, in front of the driveway, because then he's going to like walk up the driveway. Well, right there's where Higgins' Jeep is. Because Higgins is saying he's plowing I just put down my plow and scrape the back out. So and then also in that driveway is Fat Matt. So John's getting out of a car that's being dropped off right in front of the driveway. And then Colin Albert, he wears hats. John had a hat on. And so Karen, because she thinks that someone's pulling out to like leave getting out of the driveway, she begins to like just slowly move up, to let people that she thinks is like leaving go. You know what I mean? Not thinking anything of it because it's all just it's a natural reaction. All right. And when John's walking, Karen's like, well, I saw him walk up to the house. We've never heard Karen say that I saw him go into the house. All right. Those 2 vehicles are right there. Hey, John's jumping in one of them. What's always stuck out crazy funny to me has been, well, why didn't Karen ever go up to the door? And then why did Karen's voice message say about nobody knows where you're at? Like, nobody knows where you are. Like, where are you? Where it should have just been like, me, I'm the one looking for you. Why would I think other people can't find you? So, and why she never went inside that house? Well, because she knew that he didn't go into the house because he got into a vehicle to go with those assholes to go get party favors, to go get Higgins's bottles of whatever, because they don't have any liquor. Okay. And, he jumps out of the car. Okay. Then he jumps immediately into then a vehicle with these motherfuckers. Okay. Which then now we have literally 1 minute and 10 seconds within that drive that the flights of stairs start happening for John O'Keefe. The data shows that John begins to take his steps at 12:21 and some seconds, 20 seconds. But his flight of stairs happens literally 1 minute and 10 seconds after that. Okay. And so if they pull out, because, she pulls up, so they kind of pull out. Remember this whole, we had this 3-point turn. I'm telling you, I saw the tracks. Okay, Fat Matt. Yeah. Because Higgins pulling out, backing up this way, because they're going to be going out Cedar Crest. Like they're going this way. And then they're going to go back. They're going to make a right on Cedar Crest. And they're going to be back over there where we're going to play into this whole, let's give Guerrero what he wants here. You said that Rhodes can do this. Okay. Well, they're going to get their shit, possibly also going to drop off Colin Albert. Now, people want to say that Colin Albert and his boys were like drug dealers and shit. Well, let's go over to Chris and Julie's house. We're going to drop, Colin will give him a ride and we'll get the blow from them. They got that shit, right? Is that right? So, so we would have potentially in a vehicle, John, Higgins, Matt, and Colin. Okay. Because something that begins to be weird here then is after the 3 flights of stairs happen at 12:29, which is 5 minutes after the 12:24 of when the flights of stairs ends. Okay. So think about this. John's going to register 3 flights of stairs. Colin, if we would have ever gotten his data, that motherfucker would have registered 3 flights of stairs. Okay. During that potential time frame. And then we have, like I said, Fat Matt, Higgins. Well, something that's always should catch everybody weird here is, so remember I told you guys from 12, Jen McCabe's phone, her iPhone, does not move until 12:41. Okay. So 12:19 to 12:41. The watch is moving, but the phone is never moving. And then in trial, she says, I plugged my phone in and I was charging it. Or it was in a car. Because Fat Matt had it. Because you got out of the car, and so then he would have your phone. But you have your watch, right? And so you're just walking around with your watch. So at 12:29, a very important phone call happens. And it is when Jennifer testifies and says, I didn't talk to John at 12:29. Well, there's a registered phone call. And it's for 9 seconds. 9 seconds, a lot can happen in 9 seconds, right? And I'm thinking, why are you calling him? Why are you calling him? O'Keefe, incoming, 12:14, 36 seconds. Because he said at 12:14, where to? So they just talked to each other on the phone, 44 seconds. This one right here, incoming call. That means that Jen called him, 12:29 and 44 seconds. Jen's over here like, I didn't call him. The fuck? I didn't call him. 12:29 and it was 8 seconds. Okay. That phone call 100% was answered. John's phone answers that. The cell phone that hasn't moved since 12:19 makes a phone call at 12:29. And so, but if your phone is plugged in and you're sitting by the wall, you just pick up your phone, nobody's moving, and I could press and say to you like, hey, where are you guys? You guys, hey, where are you? Oh, we're almost back, or we're heading back now. Hey, everything good? You guys getting, what's going on? Like, oh yeah, we're heading back now. Or hey, where are you? Oh, because I believe that Jen McCabe is kind of in the dark way more than people ever knew. So with that 9 seconds, you can communicate something. Then John will take his final steps until the morning when his phone goes crazy at 12:31 and some odd change. Well, if you look at the shot that John has on the back of his head, it's a huge gouge that if I was to, so let's say we start then talking, John and Higgins starts telling John about, dude, I just got to come clean with you about this whole Karen thing. And John's like, wait, what the fuck? So he's yanking on Higgins's arm. They're driving up and down, like I said, hitting all this, making it go up and down like a roller coaster, like Nick says. But they get out of the vehicle at that 12:31 time frame where he's taking those last 36 steps. And that is where they get into a altercation outside of that Jeep, not at 34 Fairview. And John goes back and hits the back of his head on that plow and fucking knocks that motherfucker out. Okay, takes a swing and he falls back and he hits the edge of the plow, of Higgins's plow. Now, we're going to come back to the rest of that. Now, for whatever reason, Fat Matt and Higgins come back and they would have had to tell Jen, like, hey, well, where you all you motherfuckers are back. Where's John and Karen? Or where's John, Oh, we dropped him off. Or, well, you're never going to fucking believe this, but he got into it, and I don't know, he just walked off, or they got into it, he took a swing at him, I don't know, kind of like knocked him out, but Higgins just kind of left him on the side of the road over there, like, I don't fucking know, like, but dude, Karen and Higgins were hooking up, or what, that type of talk. Or depending on the type of boy code, hey, like John's gonna wake up. He just got kind of like knocked out cold, but he'll wake up. He'll come to. But don't tell anybody that. Like we're just telling him that. And remember, this is just for the time being because they had to say something to Jen for all of the sudden the pop off phone calls to happen at 12:41, where then she is calling him. And then, texting and saying, like, where are you? Like, where are you? Like, where are you? So that stuff happens until 12:50. But while this is happening, I looked at it and I was like, well, let me take a look at Jen's heart rate during this time, And I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. Jen is making these phone calls when she's basically asleep at 63 is the heart rate. It's like, it almost seems like, was this even Jen that was trying to call and see where John was? Okay. Because I couldn't believe it when I'm like, wait a second. It seems like she's passed out sleeping on her sister's couch. It's really interesting. Right about here. Let's see. Right here. 12:49. 66. That is her resting heart rate when she's sleeping. 66. So if you look at when she's like sleeping with her watch on, see this 67, 66, 68, 67, 71, all in that like, 2, so 304, and up here even 240, 66. Like this is her, like this is your right, like she's sleeping. Okay. And here I'm like, it's like either somebody popped a Xanax, all right, at 12:40 1:49. Okay. Or somebody's like legit, like just like tired as fuck. Like, I mean, this is what it shows for you when you're for Jen McCabe's heart rate, how she operates as a human. That is like she is sleeping. Okay. Just trying to show you like the times. Because I just wanted to see what was, what's happening. Now, I was like, okay, let's go back to this whole everybody's going to leave. And I want to catch Fat Matt and his lies. So it's like, okay, let's go check out. Everyone's going to leave the house. No one's going to end up sleeping there. And so here is now remind yourselves this, that Higgins, now we know Higgins, it's all not true. And he basically leaves 34 Fairview, or if he was somewhere else, but he gets the Canton Police Department at 124, 126, something in that range. And then he's seen on the phone at 134. Okay. But he gets the Canton PD at 124, 126 p.m. a.m. So, look at all those meter steps here. 187 for Jen with her watch here, from 124 to 134. All at that time that everybody would have been hustling and bustling before leaving 34 Fairview so that Higgins can get on over to Canton Police Department. Okay. And so, okay. Well, Jen McCabe walks out of her sister's house at 1:41 and 39 seconds to 1:44 and 28 seconds and is sitting inside her SUV at 1:44. How do you know that, Lana? Well, because then check this out. At 1:44 and 8 seconds to 1:45 and 58 seconds, during the time frame of which Jen McCabe would have been sitting in the SUV, this is then the phone begins to move without the person. And this would be when Fat Matt and the girls testified that, oh, Matt went back in the house to go get something. I don't know, maybe a jacket or, they didn't know for sure what he went and got. And she just thought it was his jacket. That's what Sarah Frumpy said. But here, this is living proof that phone is taking steps, 42 meter steps. So go ahead and do your math. And it's, I don't know, it's like 49 steps. That phone, without its watch owner, because they're not walking at all, but the phone is moving. And it's not like Jen McCabe has it because she's in the SUV. So Fat Matt has it in his pocket, or Jen forgot it. Oh my God, I left my phone inside. We go grab it. And then so Fat Matt gets out of the car and goes and gets it. Okay. How I know that Jen McCabe did not go and get it is because Jen McCabe is not moving. Jen McCabe stops moving, like I will show you again, at 1:44 and 28 seconds. She starts to move. This is her watch. So she's moving at 1:41 to 1:41 and 29 seconds, 1:41 and 39 seconds to 1:44 and 28 seconds. These are all watch. Oh, wait, here's the iPhone. iPhone moves 1:34 to 1:43. Okay. But here it's so the iPhone stops moving at 1:43 she's walking from 141 to 144. And then so she stops. And then what I'm able to prove is that 144 in 8 seconds to 145 in 58 seconds, we know that Jen has stopped moving. And look at this. It's iPhone, 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 iPhone. So 42 meters between 144 and 145 with that phone. It's not with Jen. 155. So then we have the data that shows that they're leaving Fairview and getting off the Wi-Fi. And that happens at 147. Okay. Well, do you see how the next time that the watch moves is at 2:13 and 20 seconds? That's the next time that Jen McCabe takes steps. Jen McCabe is done taking steps from 1:43 and some seconds until 2:13. So for 30 minutes, because she's in the vehicle. Because what do they have to do? They got to take Sarah home. They got to take fucking Julie home. And then they got to go home. And so she's in the vehicle that whole time. But this is what's interesting. At 1:55 and 34 seconds to 1:57, somebody that has Jennifer McCabe's phone starts taking steps with it. And now you can't do that, okay, unless you get up out of the car. This is when you would have been like, dropping these people off, and somebody would have gotten out of the car and taken steps. And then got back into the car to then continue on the drive. And so I don't know if these girls needed help getting out of the car, but why Matt would be getting out of the car to like help any one of them? That seems weird to me, right? But somebody did, and it was not Jennifer McCabe, because Jennifer McCabe's ass does not move from 1:43 until 2:13. She has her watch on. She is not moving. And then this is the tits of tits right here. Then Jen gets out of that SUV. Her watch gets out of that SUV so Matt, you're a fucking liar. You're a piece of shit, and I'm coming for your ass. See at 2:13 and 6 seconds. See, and then 2:14 and 3 seconds. See how it says iPhone? The iPhone then, in concert with the watch. See how it says watch? iPhone? 2:13 and 6 seconds. 2:13 and 20 seconds. You see that? The phone starts moving 13 seconds before Jen starts moving, because Fat Matt has the phone. Remember, he went inside to get her phone. Remember, from 34 Fairview? So he has it. Then at 1:55 and 1:57, he got out of the car for some reason, did whatever, then got back into the car, making Jen's phone. He then gets out of the car when they get home before Jen gets out, because then Jen gets out 13 seconds after. And then these two happy asses walk right into their house. And then this is going to blow your minds. I was like, I wanted to isolate Jen's iPhone and her watch because of Fat Matt. Now, this is what you call the bee's knees. As you can see, this is Jen McCabe's floor. Floor. Okay. You will see not before 2:23 and 4 seconds. There's nothing before that on 1:29. This shows me that Jen McCabe's watch nor iPhone were going up and down any type of crazy ass shit. Was not running up and down. Oh my God, we got to get him out of the basement. Oh my God, I'm running around. Oh my God, I can't believe this. None of that was happening. Her watch does not do that, nor her phone does not do that. Jen McCabe was not going downstairs, upstairs, nothing. That was not happening. But at 2:23 and 4 seconds to 2:23 and 7 seconds, her watch goes upstairs at her house. They get home at 2:13 and 20 seconds. So she's downstairs on the first floor for 10 minutes, just about 10 minutes. Then only herself, not her phone. And how do you know this? Because you see here at 5:32 and 16 seconds and 5:32 and 18 seconds, 5:32 and 19. See how it says iPhone? So it says iPhone, 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 iPhone. But right here it says that's the watch only. And the iPhone 12 here does not go up until 5:32, and it goes in concert with the watch at 5:32. So if her phone was with her, it would have went upstairs with her at 2:23 and 4 seconds. It does not, because it does not go upstairs with her. Jen McCabe goes upstairs, and so then I go back to the steps, and I'm like, holy shit, her phone's downstairs. Like, no doubt about it, this phone is downstairs. She's going up. The phone, if it's her phone and she has it truly with her, it should be going upstairs. For all we know, right? For all we know, Matt could have went in the house and said, I can't find your phone, and came back out and said, I don't know where your phone's at. We'll come back and get it tomorrow. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay? You guys really need to listen to what I'm saying right now. Karen Reed's innocent as fuck. All right? But Fat Matt, he did all this shit. Fat Matt is a fucking piece of shit. So if what's her name says, Jen says, oh my God, my phone, I don't have my phone. Can you run in and get it? He goes in and said, and it's like, what? I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Because this is crazy, guys. When they get home, they're downstairs on the first floor from 2:13 until when she goes upstairs, just her and her lovely watch. Her and her lovely watch. The phone doesn't go upstairs. I will confirm it for you guys that need the extra proof. See how this says all like watch, right to here. All that says watch. So 2:14, 2:15, 2:16, 2:17, 2:18, 2:19, 2:21, 2:22, 2:23, 2:31. Oh wait, we have to stop right here. 2:22. 2:22 to 2:23. Okay. And it's all watch. Okay, up until we get to this one right here. So we have to hold on. So at 2:22 and 42 seconds to 2:23 and 20 seconds. And then you actually go back and you look at going up the flight of stairs, and you're like, holy shit, okay, so she goes up her flight of stairs with her watch, not her phone, at, like I just told you guys. Take it back. Take it back now, y'all. 2:32 and 4 seconds. You see? And so she gets upstairs at 2:23 and 7 seconds. And then she takes 22 steps total. But out of those 22 steps during that time, she's then going to plop down on either a chair or a bed, and she's going to not move for 9 minutes. 9 minutes. And these are the most important minutes you're ever going to hear in your life if you're Karen Reed. Because what this proves is that when you go back to then what her phone starts doing at, let's see. So then I go back to what Green, her expert. And I was reading this. I'm like, you know what? I was like, there's a problem with this. There's a problem with this. I was like, there's a fucking problem with this. The iPhone was unlocked between 2:23 and 31 seconds. I'm like, holy shit. This is on the first floor. Okay. This is on the first floor. Literally after 30 seconds would have passed or just less than, somebody down on the first floor takes Jennifer McCabe's phone and unlocks the motherfucker. Okay. And it stays in an unlocked position from 2:23 and 31 seconds until 2:31 and 7 seconds. Those amount of minutes. Text messages were sent at 2:25 and 11 seconds and 2:25 and 56 seconds. We go back over here, show you again. Jennifer McCabe is upstairs. See that? 2:23. See that? You see how the phone did not go with her? The phone is downstairs. She didn't take the watch off. The watch is on with her. The watch is on with her the whole night. I'm going to show you guys it all. I would never do a live and broadcast this if I couldn't prove it. I'm not, this isn't a theory, guys. I'm showing data to prove everything I'm saying right here on this microphone. That 150 million%, it is right here. Jennifer McCabe has her watch on. This is her watch data. And if her phone was with her when she was going up these stairs at 2:23 and 4 seconds, the phone would move with her. Okay? It doesn't. The phone never registers going upstairs until 5:32 in the morning when it finally goes upstairs with the watch. And I'm going to tell you how this all happened. She goes upstairs. The phone's still downstairs because Fat Matt had it in his pocket. Remember? Then Fat Matt takes it out and he starts doing shit. You ready for this, baby? Fat Matt texts that group from her phone the 2 times. Fat Matt deletes 2 screenshots. Fat Matt then makes the house long to die 2:27 and 40-second motherfucking search. While Jen is up in her bed, laying there like the dead fish that she is, okay? 2:27 and 40 seconds was done by Matthew McCabe. 100%. Then, going back to this, so where are we at here? 228, so 210. This is her heart rate. So, yep, 228 in 47 seconds. Well, all it does is with the heart rate, it'll just kick in at random times, just and like feed you your heart rate. It's not like it's every 5 minutes. That's not how this works. It'll and if there's certain spikes, then it would come on because of that. So this is the heart rate, and let me go and show you what ends up happening here. Fatty Matty. So when Green did this, he's like, I also performed a timeline validation of the 22740 search, confirming that, the device was in use at the time of the search. Okay. So it's not like she was doing this from her. Oh, guys, she was doing this from her watch. No, this is the device that's the downloaded material is from the phone, like from the phone with the searching. Okay. and doing this type of stuff, which is they unlocked so Matt unlocks the phone at 2:23 and 30 seconds, which is 20 seconds after his wife goes upstairs. Then he sneaks into her phone. 2:23, and it's in an unlocked position from 2:23 and 31 seconds until 2:31 and 7 seconds. During that time frame of it being unlocked, text messages were sent at 2:25 and 11 seconds, 2:25 and 56 seconds in that group text message. Remember, now Jen's over here having to act like she did all this shit, remember? Oh, yeah, I was doing this and I was doing that, and she wasn't doing any of this shit. She's upstairs and the phone's downstairs. Okay? She's covering for her fat fucking husband. Now, 2 screenshots were deleted at 2:26 and 37 seconds. He's in the search for House Lawn to Die in Cold was entered at 2:27 and 40 seconds when the fucking phone is down on the first level. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Jennifer McCabe is incapacitated for 9 straight minutes. That watch does not move. So it's not like she could have come running back down, okay, to do any of this shit. Okay. Then these are steps. I was like, holy balls, when I was figuring this all out. I figured this out like a long time ago, but I couldn't get people ahead. I was like, I got to wait for the trial to be over. Let me even use the trial testimony, because all this, that's on this page right here, this was all my work from before the trial started, trial 1. Because people were like, I'm not saying Karen's a liar. I'm saying these people are sick. Okay, these people are sick. And if you listen to Karen's new interviews, she was saying how, dude, we were so far behind because they were getting in front of every little thing and twisting what it was, or we would find out, then we would find out this, or then we would find out this. And, these sickos. All right. But everybody's over here saying that Jen McCabe orchestrated this shit. You guys, Jen McCabe did not orchestrate this. Fatty fucking Maddie and Brian Higgins, they're your daddies. Okay. If Jen was obsessed with John, that'd be a pretty good reason why Matt could not stand the fucking cocksucker, right? Because my fucking wife, all she does is talk about John, right? And then Higgins is texting with Karen. Maddie finds out about that because Higgins and Maddie are talking. Anyways, Maddie. So at 2:23 and 19 seconds to 2:31 and 44 seconds, this is when this phone, and I was like, holy shit, this phone is on the first level. And someone's walking, and this is 8 minutes and 43 seconds. That's the duration. But all it does is take 19 total steps during 2:23 to 2:31. So it's not like this person's making a bunch of steps with it. It's this person is like sitting and doing shit with the phone, and literally only during that time frame takes a total of 19 steps on the first floor. Okay. Then look at this. 2:32 and 13 seconds to 2:33 and 7 seconds. The watch. You guys are going to die. The watch. This means then how I'm proving to you that Jen finally gets her ass up off of her bed for one of 2 reasons. Matt is done playing, leaves the phone downstairs, because we know that the phone does not come upstairs because it does not register a flight of stairs, nor is it turned off. So it's downstairs. And so Matt then, without the device, either goes upstairs. These are the only options. But we don't have his actual data. Or, and then because when he comes in the bed, then she gets up because then she's okay. I'm going to take my clothes off to put other clothes on and then goes to bed. And I was like, you know what? No, it doesn't jive well. I said, something's off there. I said, Fatty Bo Matty Matty, when you're talking about the Google searches, he was still working with that phone. I was like, she got up and went down motherfucking stairs. This hoe went downstairs, and these motherfuckers didn't sleep in nobody's bed. They didn't sleep in their bed. But we have Matt to impeach here. Let him say that he slept in a bed, because I can prove that phone, when it was called at 4:53 a.m., and Matt's like, I was laying in my bed and I woke up to Jen. Matt, you are so full of shit, because that phone was on the first level, ho! Fuck you, Dick. And I can prove it. You cocksucker, Karen. This is happy birthday, baby girl. This phone. So, Jen can decide whether she wants to say that she just got up to stretch her legs and change her clothes and go right back to her bed, or did she go downstairs, because the phone never moves again. You guys see this? The phone, after it moves from just the 2:23 during the 2:31 time frame, as you can see, the phone is sitting in the same spot. But the watch moves 2:32 to 2:33, like I said, the 22 steps. And then this is when Lally says, hey, did you get up and go pee or anything? Oh, I may have used the bathroom. And that's what, the 3:50 in 38 seconds to the 3:51 in 37 seconds. All she does is take 24, steps. And then the watch here, see that 3:51 in 40 seconds and 3:51 in 45 seconds. And all it is just 6 steps. Okay. And she doesn't go upstairs or anything. There's no elevation. And then right here, 4:55 in 7 seconds to 5:01 in 9 seconds. And you see how it says the phone moved? Well, guess what, Fatty Matty? You know what's great about this? Is how does that phone move before Jen McCabe would move? Yeah! Take that, you cocksucker. It's because that phone is on the first level, remember? Okay, but Fatty Bo Batty Matty. So right here, at 4:55 in 7 seconds to 5:01. Your phone, if you're sleeping in your bed, okay, in order to go get your phone to answer that call that's coming through at 4:53, okay, the 4:53 call from Kaylee, the niece's phone, right? Jen. Oh my God, Jen. I got woken up out of my bed. The fuck you did? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody's moving. Not a soul's moving. But at 4:55 to 5:01. Oh, wait, 4:55 is when who was called? Oh, wait, that's right. Julie fucking Albert, baby! Fatty Matty goes downstairs after the 4:53 call. Goes downstairs because how he even knows the phone's ringing, okay, is because the iWatch is letting you know that it's ringing. Okay? Is that right? The iWatch. The iWatch will let you know that. But she didn't answer from the iWatch. She didn't answer it from the iWatch. She answered it from her phone. So that's when I was like, okay, holy shitballs. So she did then go downstairs and she slept on the couch that night. Okay. Jennifer McCabe went back downstairs and because she's with her phone on the couch because her phone never came upstairs. It's the only way that she could answer that 4:53 phone call, because that phone never comes upstairs. But then you have to ask yourself, oh yeah, and she doesn't make any steps to go answer it at 4:53, as you could see. You wouldn't need to take any steps if it's right by your side, which would have to put you during earlier when I was saying there's one of two ways you could look at this. Either way, any way you slice and dice it, Fatty Bo Batty Maddie, though, and it's provable right here that in order for that phone to move at 4:55 to 5:01 without the watch moving, that means that somebody else is moving the phone. Otherwise, the watch should be moving. The watch makes absolutely no movements until almost 5:30. See? The watch doesn't start making any movement. See, it's all from 5. What is this right here? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. At 5 o'clock, I do apologize. From 5 o'clock to 5:01 in 9 seconds to 58. So it's like 10 seconds. She takes 10 steps. And then literally does not move. Does not move. For 26 minutes. She wasn't making no coffee. Karen Reed goes to the house. She's not making coffee. She's out walking around for 26 minutes. This phone does not go upstairs until 5:32 a.m. This phone, and then Matt's testimony is that the phone was in bed. He gets woken up from the phone because it's on speaker. He can hear it. All that's lies. All of it's fucking lies. They weren't in bed. None of that. And he's the one that started all this shit. Fatty Momati did. And then here you go. This proves that at 5:32 and 16 seconds and at 5:32 and 18 seconds, the phone and the watch are going. This is the only time that the phone goes upstairs, and it registers its first flight of stairs at 5:32. Because the person that had the watch finally came downstairs at 5:01, motherfucker. Okay. What the hell were you doing, Matt? What were you doing, you sick bastard? But that phone does not go upstairs until 5:32. And when you go and look at all the calls, and she was blowing up, somebody was blowing up John O'Keefe right here from. So I just love it because of the whole character assassination. The phone, okay, and the watch are not together. So Matt can't say like how he's totally character assassinating Karen, saying, oh my God, she was acting like a crazy person in the other line and saying all these things, and then says something very damaging when she's like, I don't even remember. I don't remember going here. I don't even remember going there. He didn't hear any of that shit. He couldn't have. He couldn't have heard any of that stuff. Because the phone was not upstairs where he is saying that he's sleeping in bed. Matt is a piece of shit. With the phone here at, 5:05 in 1 second, 5:05 and 14, 5:16, 5:19, 5:26. See that 5:32 and 37 seconds? Answered. This is Karen Reed and Jen McCabe. See how it says 0 seconds? Nobody talked at 5:05. She deleted that 4:53, and it was Matt McCabe at 4:55 that calls Julie Albert, not Jen McCabe does not call Julie Albert. Matt McCabe calls Julie Albert from fucking Jen McCabe's phone. And the reason that I said, why the hell would he need to call her? I was like, holy shit, because that was the whole thing where remember Matt said on the stand, he kind of slipped up and he's like, well, we called somebody because we thought that, John had mentioned that he was going to go meet up with the person. He was going to go meet up with somebody. You guys remember when Matt says that and he slips on the stand and says that? Well, the only person that's called immediately after that is at 4:55, and that's Julie Albert from Jen's phone. But guess what, guys? It was Matt that made that phone call. This is sick. But woo! At 5:04, 5:08, 5:09, 4:59, 5:14, 5:25, 5:31, 5:52. These are all these calls right here, beginning at 4:59, is from Jen McCabe's phone to John's. But I'm telling you, from 5:01 until 5:32, 5:26, Jen McCabe is in the same position, does not move for the whole duration from 5:01 to 5:26. The phone. Same thing. Nobody in that house that is Jen McCabe, her phone nor her watch are moving from 5:01 to 5:26. Meanwhile, they're over here talking about that they're, getting up and making coffee and doing all of this crazy ass shit. Jen McCabe wasn't making coffee for anybody. That phone was on the first level. That phone was not in the bedroom. These people are sick. Again, it's undisputed fact that Sugar Tits Jen McCabe goes upstairs at 2:23 and 16 seconds with her watch on, and she remains there while her husband has her phone. After 20 some seconds of her being up and out, he then pulls it out of his pocket, or if he put it in a drawer, he then goes to it, pulls it out, and begins working on it. And that's who's saying liar? Who's a liar? I know I'm not lying. Wah, wah, wah. This ain't no lies right here. This is the truth. Matt McCabe's a big liar. And this is going to easily, this is, you can impeach him all day. Hi, what's up, Dre Latina? Yeah, no, I don't believe that she did delete anything. Matt McCabe was using her phone. Matt McCabe was using her phone and then hiding her phone from her, like, that night. Acting like, because if you're, like, doing whatever and you're at a party or you're hanging out with people, just like, whatever, like, I don't need my phone or whatever. But when they got into that vehicle and you go back and listen to the testimony, Matt McCabe had to go back inside, okay? And he went back inside, and when he was moving, I was like, what the hell? I was like, how is this phone moving? I was like, she's in the car, because Her watch stops at this point, but then the phone starts picking up these steps. And I'm like, wait a second. Sarah Livingston talked about Matt, how he had to go back inside. And I was like, oh my God, this motherfucker. She had him go back inside because she says, where's my phone? It's my phone's not in here. It must be inside. Because she thought that she left her phone in the car. Okay. Anyways, her phone was not there. And she's like, I must have brought it in and left it in, or I plugged it, so can you go in there and get it? And then when Matt goes in there, he acts like he couldn't find it. Okay. And so he comes back outside and gets in the car, and that phone is in his pocket. And then how do we know this? Because at 1:55 to 1:57, that phone without the watch moving makes steps again. 1:55 to 1:57 starts making steps. And Jen is sitting there, and her watch does not move for 30 minutes. She's sitting in the car because they're driving around to take these people home. Well, did Fat Matt get out of the car and go and get something from somebody? Where the fuck was Higgins from 1:55 to 1:57? Remember, Higgins is still in Canton, motherfuckers. He was at the Canton Police Department. He's on the phone with somebody. But Fat Matt gets out of the vehicle and makes steps. And how we know this is because he has Jen McCabe's phone in his pocket. Remember Matt, tell him the guy didn't go inside. Remember that shit? Okay. Matt McCabe was working all these things with Higgy Poo. And Matt gets caught because when they get home, Jen's downstairs. They're both downstairs for about 10 minutes. Then Jen goes upstairs and the watch registers, but the phone never goes. And I'm like, hot fucking damn. I'm like, this cocksucker. And then that's when everything happens. So when I watch like Microdots, who I love them. When I watch them and they made the video and that they're showing like Jen McCabe doing this stuff upstairs in her room, that's not true, man. That stuff needs to happen. It's on the first floor and it's Maddie Bobatty. Okay. It's Maddie Bobatty. And I believe that John's head got busted up from when he got punched and he fell back into the plow of Higgins. And it did not happen outside of 34 Fairview, though. And then these idiots, well, because I think that if they could ever get Matt's CDRs, what you're going to see is Matt was off doing God knows what, okay, all night. Meaning everybody thinks that it was, Albert and Higgins that moved that body there, okay? No. Fat Matt was involved with placing that body, okay? Fat Matt had that puffy coat. Fat Matt placed that body there with Higgins. All these people didn't see a body because there was no body on that lawn. John O'Keefe got into a vehicle. They went to go pick up below. They went to go get something. And so he get into the car because of that. Hey, ride with me. I'm going to take Colin home and we're going to go pick up blah, blah, blah. Or we're going to go do that. It was very, very quick. And Karen, the way that he would have slipped through the driveway and he would have gotten into a vehicle, Karen, if Colin Albert had a hat on that night, they're the same. They're very similar, like from far away. If John's wearing a hat, Colin had a hat on, you're thinking that John peeked his head up by the door, but really it was freaking Colin coming out of that motherfucker, or vice versa, or Karen's like, oh my god, yeah, he actually did get in he did walk up to that car because I dropped him off right in front to walk through that area. But it wasn't until the trial where we heard about the whole Higgins and Karen aspect. And I was like, Karen didn't know where the fuck he was and she didn't think that he was in 34 Fairview. And I think that she just assumed that he maybe went back there with them, But if you listen to her voicemails, she doesn't know where he's at. And she didn't go up to the door because if someone got into a car, and then I'm thinking hey, they're just grabbing something because we are going to do blow or whatever. I don't know what these people are. I don't care. I don't judge people like that. They can do whatever they want. But Karen Reed didn't do a damn thing, okay, except for flirt with a dude because her man was flirting and being whatever type of way. So she was trying to maybe get back at him or something like that. That's what people that's. Karen Reed never harmed that man. I'm very interested to hear what the stuff on John's phone that's exculpatory that they found. But this is crucial information to show that there's no way, and I would argue it, I would not let Matt McCabe speak to anything that he heard from a bedroom in their house when that phone never went upstairs. So therefore you couldn't have heard it. You couldn't have heard a conversation at 4:53 in a bedroom on a phone that's not upstairs. I think if you go back and you listen to how Matt and Higgins first talked in the beginning, they were like, wait, but it's not mathing for me. They never showed up. He never showed up. He never showed up. And those are the same words that Fat Matt used in the beginning until it then changed, which was, oh, now all of a sudden he saw Karen's car there. Okay. And being pushed up and pushed up and pushed up. And if you listen to what Jennifer McCabe said to the Canton dudes that wrote it in their report and said that Karen or Jennifer McCabe said, oh, I was told that John was dropped off between 12 and 1. And she says, oh yeah, by Karen. No, bitch, you were told that by your fucking husband and you know it. Jen didn't Google house long to die. Matt did. Matt Googled that shit. House long to die. Matt Googled that shit. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So 3 guys and a dog get into a Jeep. Ask Higgins why he said the word Cherokee and not Wrangler. Ask why all of a sudden the Jeep has to be there. That was never in anybody's report. It was, remember, there was, Higgins left at like 12:30. No, Higgins didn't leave till 1:30, but make sure that we have Higgins' Jeep there. Why would that be important? Well, because we can't say that we were out driving around in it. And that John was in that Jeep? Was Matt's phone on Jen's Life 360? I don't know. I wrote Yannetti an email and asked him about that. John 100% got put in a car. When I say put in a car, guys, ask yourself, remember how John, there was supposedly vomit on his boxers? Okay. Yeah. Ask yourselves about that. Jen McCabe had no idea. Like, they lied to her. Okay. They lied to her. That's why it was all a lie when she's testifying on the stand and she's saying that. Well, Matt actually says, he's like, I heard Karen talk about that. She's like, I haven't seen him since we left Waterfall. And then that's when Matt's like, wait, what? What do you mean? She did. So he's over here. Like, he's the one that chimed in. It wasn't like, so during his testimony, which happens before Jennifer McCabe's, he's like, I told my wife that no, that's like, she's crazy. She drove over to our house. Like, she drove over to 34 Fairview. What is she talking about? Like, what a little girl how do you know, like, what a little girl. Like, Matt McKay's a little girl, little gossip girl. What about John's phone that stopped moving around 12:32? Yeah. Why not? It did stop. 100% stop. What's up, Busty D? Anyways, I wanted to keep this right around an hour, and I went an hour and 26 minutes. So I'm just gonna let you guys digest all this stuff. And look at the arm of John O'Keefe and think about, again, a plow truck. Okay. And that they did whatever after the fact, because remember what the plan was. The plan was never to blame Karen Reed right off the rip. Okay. Never, ever. In fact, Matt McCabe knew. This is why when people say, well, why would they ever put a body on that lawn? Well, if I was Brian Albert, I'd fucking strangle Matt McCabe. Okay. Because the reason is because they all knew what Karen knew. But then their story going from, hey, dude got hit by a plow, we're going to blame it on Karen. And I believe that was Higgins and Matt McCabe that came up with that. So it doesn't make sense that Matt would say he couldn't find her phone. One, her watch would have been alerted to everything he's doing on it. Also, she uses her phone with Karen. Well, I just proved it flat out that phone stays downstairs. Okay. And she goes upstairs. And then that's when House Long to Die is happening. That's when everything's deleted. That's when like that, it happens on the first floor. And Jen is on the second floor. Like, there's just no way to get around that. It makes perfect sense that he would lie to her and act like her phone was left at hers. We'll come back and get it. We'll come back to your sister's tomorrow. It's not in there. I can't find it. Dude, if you don't think Jen McCabe was fucking drunk, Jen McCabe's drunk. They were all drinking, right? She drunk. The neighbor across the street was the police sergeant. Yeah, and don't you think that if Karen Reed truly hit that man, then think about how lucky Karen Reed would have technically is. Think about it. If she truly did all this, they don't have the ring camera footage. Well, first of all, she backs up and hits the traverse. Then the people that have the ring camera footage don't have, like, she's able to elude that and not be seen on that. Then the camera footage goes missing for the library, which would have shown, right, her busted up, people say it's busted up taillight. I don't think that that's why that's not there. I think it has to do with other people that were driving at that time and whose vehicles would have been seen. Why do you think none of the neighbors were interviewed? I mean, and who was doing the most work? Matt McCabe and Higgins. Higgins was at freaking Canton Police, like running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He wasn't doing that because I'm gonna be a good boy to my boy Brian Albert. No, he was covering his own ass and fucking Matt McCabe's ass. 150%. I'm not going to do all that. And they were also making it seem like that they didn't know anything. And I think when Jen McCabe realized that what the fuck have you gotten, like, Matt, what the fuck happened last night, is when you look at her heart rate, it doesn't jump when it should. When you see John, he's like there on the ground and like that. Holy shit. When her heart rate goes through the roof, okay, it's when she's inside with, look at this. They find John, 602, 91, okay? 122, the bitch is about to die. 122, 121, 118, 119, 115, 100, 642, 648, 653, 658, 703, 708. That's when Jen McCabe realized, when she was inside after Lank leaves the house because he was inside there, and she's then able to talk to Matt, Higgins, Brian Albert, and whatever that little combo, it was, woo! Damn! Insanity. So, mind blown. Great work. Dissecting the phone watch data. I can't wait to hear him argue this in court. I hope so. Leave your brain to science. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. Just is it Majo? Thank you so much. Just Miho? Is it Miho? So excited to see what you found. Happy birthday, Karen. Absolutely. Allegedly, I'll be. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to save my voice, but I'm so sorry that this has happened to the Reed family. I'm so sorry this has happened to Karen. Any one of us could be a Karen, a Reed, and I'm sorry, but if you think about it, if you don't have money in the world, like, you're fucking going to prison for life. Like, it's just so unbelievable. It's just so sad. Spicy chicken nuggets, amazing. Thanks. The goat, the queen, the best. Oh, that's so kind. I get depressed when you're not streaming. You guys, that's why I wasn't live earlier today, because I was like, dude, I gotta lay this out, because this is not. Matt's a liar. Matt and Higgins ran this shit, and I'm just hoping that this can get in the right hands. So please, I have a ton of work that I put on a bunch of different files, and I'll give them all to whoever. So please, if anybody's watching this and they talk to the defense, or they talk to Karen, or anything like that, a lot of hours were put into this, and I can explain it. But it takes an army, guys. There's just so much discovery when you're trying to go through everything, or, you could possibly overlook something, or so. But you guys rock. Thank you so much. Much love to all of you guys. Thank you so much, moderators. And I saw Draw Latina in here. Miss your face. So glad you're around. So, thank you. Oh, just me, Joe? Just me, Joey? Oh, well, you don't got to choose anybody over anybody. Everybody has what they're good at. And when everybody works together, people are unstoppable. So I support Turtle Boy and the fucking shit show that he's been through. I hate to say it, but I've been there, and I'm just glad that he has all the support that he has. So, but thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. H-bag, baby. You like that shit right there? That 1, 2. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're back. Sherry D says, pretty stellar birthday present for Karen. Happy birthday, Karen Reed. Yeah, happy birthday, Karen Reed, man. So again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. And I'll see you guys. So the live that I was going to do during the day today, I'm pushing it so it's tomorrow to kick things off. So please join me. And I'm going to go over those BK documents that came out. Brian Kober has autism. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that the state does not want Brian Kober to be able to use third-party culpability. They want to keep out the 911 call. I mean, it's a bunch of crazy ass shit. We'll talk about it. Much love. Again, Yannetti, Alan Jackson, do your thing. Little, sprinkle it, baby. Go get them.
We are not afraid of whatever evidence is unearthed from whatever source, because for 15 months, every stitch of evidence has been consistent with my client's innocence.